Hello and welcome back to Dancing Lights. My name is Jaron, and in this video, I want to show you a short combo based on two moves that you should already know. So prereqs for this are the 1.5, the reverse 1.5, and the two-pedal in-spin flower. If you've watched any of my beginner tutorial series, these should be moves that you already know. Additionally, we're going to show some variations. So this isn't just the only one version of this thing that you know. So let me step back and we'll get started here. So first things first, I'm going to face this direction just to review the 1.5, and I want to get pretty clear on just what exactly is happening here on a 1.5. So let's clean this up a little bit first. If I just break this down into one hand each, my native side, the top hand here, is doing a pendulum, right? On the non-native side, this is the reverse 1.5, by the way, on the non-native side, over here, it's down low, it's doing the pedal. Same thing for my right hand here. On its non-native side, down low, doing a pedal. Native side, we're back up top, doing a pendulum. I want to clean up the 1.5 by just making sure to keep the top hand doing the top hand stuff, the bottom hand doing the bottom hand stuff. Right, I want to make sure to complete this pendulum before I go on to something else. And this is going to require me to open up my shoulders here, kind of be in this position that you should be pretty familiar with at this point. But that's going to help keep your planes nice and clean. It's going to help, hopefully, the poi heads come together through this center line here. And this is true whether or not you're doing forwards or reverse. Let's make sure we finish out the pendulum. We'll keep the top hand on top, bottom hand on bottom. Otherwise, it's really easy to kind of get lazy with this, and I'm certainly guilty, where you go, oh yeah, totally doing 1.5. And it's just, you could watch this and go, yeah, you're doing a 1.5, I can tell. It's just not quite there. It's not quite what I'm going for. And if you really want it to look clean, get your planes clean and look like you know what you're doing. Let's make sure, hands up high. Let's get them nice and far apart. Let the top hand do the top hand stuff. Bottom hand do the bottom hand. And this should be your default 1.5 in my opinion. So from here, now that we've cleaned this up, let me show you the move that we're going to be learning, the sequence that we're going to learn. It's out of this 1.5. And all I'm going to do is drop down into this two-pedal in-spin flower and go right back into it. We'll do this on both sides. And let's take a look at what we're actually doing here. The top hand, like I said before, wants to complete this pendulum before moving on to the next thing where I turn and do a two-pedal in-spin. We'll pendulum. This will drop down past my feet into one of the pedals of this two-pedal in-spin flower, right? I was here, pendulum, wait for it to complete, drop it down. I'm going to turn, sweep it past my feet, and now it's going to do its pedal over here. Right, it went pendulum, we'll wait for it to finish, turn, and then drop it down. My non-native hand, my right hand, spinning down here, it waits for that pendulum. It then comes up forward like it's doing an extension, and then I can turn with it. Right, so all together, we'll make sure we're in the 1.5, we're doing it the clean version, making sure to keep our hands nice and far apart, the top hand getting nice and high, and we'll finish the pendulum before we do anything else. We'll pendulum and then turn. And that's kind of our starting move here. We finish the pendulum and then we turn. We finish the pendulum and then we turn. And that is step number one. That is default move number one. And a short aside, we'll call this variation 0.5 because it's not even really a variation. It's more like if you want to step off the ride and do something different here, here's your first chance to do it. So if you know your stalls, what you might notice, my left hand, this hand that was the pendulum, as soon as it drops down like it's going to do the extension part here, or like it's going to go over and do a beat, as soon as it drops down, it's already kind of in a down stall, isn't it? And if I look at my other hand here, the hand that's doing the pedal, or the beat on the bottom, it's in a position to go ahead and do an upstall. So we can take this 1.5 and do what I call a drop stall, because you just kind of drop into it. And it's a nice little punctuation mark on your flow. Then you can go and do whatever you want. Naturally works on either side. Drop stall, back into your things. So that's kind of variation number one, is just to come out of this 1.5 and go, hey, I'm gonna do a stall there and do something else. So let's continue here. Variation number one on this move. We talked before about keeping the top hand on top, bottom hand on bottom. And in the first case, that meant pendulum on top, pedal on bottom. Let's take that and flip that now. Pedal's gonna go up top, pendulum's gonna be on bottom. And instead of here, I'm gonna take what would be this pedal, and instead of going on to, sorry, the beat, instead of going onto my non-native side, I'm gonna take this onto my native side. So my right hand, I'm stalling behind my right shoulder, and I'm just gonna stall it behind my back. After I do, and the left hand here, by the way, the hand that was doing the pendulum, all that's doing, it's gonna just drop down by my feet. Super easy. So it'll look something like this. Instead of pendulum like we normally do, instead of 1.5 like we normally do, down by my feet, down behind my back. Okay, this is really similar. This is actually kind of the same move as when you first learn shoulder reels and you go, okay, stall behind my back, turn 180 degrees, throw it forward. And eventually you go, okay, I don't need to turn and do all that business. I'm just right here doing shoulder reels. Same idea, but we actually want to stall behind our back, turn, and this time throw it forward down past our feet on the non-native side. But as we turn, it becomes a native side, right? So that looks something like this. We stalled, turn and rotate, down past my feet over here, right? Left hand is gonna swing forward, and we're right into the reverse weave or reverse 1.5, whatever you wanna do. It's a little bit of a weird move to do from a dead stop with stall, turn and rotate and throw it forward like I just did. Because honestly, the left hand is able to continue this momentum and energy because my body is turning, right? So if I looked at that all together, it looks something like this. Stall behind, turn, right into reverse 3-beat, reverse 1.5, whatever you want to do. One more time. Stall behind me, turn, we go right into it. Do this on both sides. Behind, turn and rotate, right into it. One more time. Behind, turn and rotate, and we're right into it. Okay, same sort of ideas apply here as did in the first move. Remember we talked about, let's make sure to finish, the top hand's gonna finish doing its move, the bottom hand's gonna do its move before we do anything else. Kind of the same idea here. There's a certain feeling where that you're looking for. You'll be able to feel when the movement's done, when you're ready to turn. We're here, wait for everything, and then go. That's gonna help keep your planes clean. It's gonna make the turn a lot easier. If you start to get sloppy with it, you know, you end up with stuff like this. It just doesn't really work. Kind of does, but you're a little off, and now I'm like not on plane anymore. Here, wait for the turn, and everything's way easier, I promise you. That's variation number one. Variation number two takes the same idea of, instead of pendulum up top, pedal on bottom, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna keep the hands extended this time, instead of being nice and tight and close to my body. So right hand will, I'm saying the right hand, but the hand that is coming up and stalling behind me, still same thing, but it's more gonna be extended. And my left hand, this hand that dropped down from pendulum before, and it just kind of stalled dead at my feet, instead this time is gonna continue into an upstall. It's gonna swing past my feet into an upstall, and as soon as I'm done with that stall, that's when I turn. Right, so I'm kind of doing two stalls at once. And it's gonna happen at the same time. One hand stalling behind myself, behind my back down. The other hand is stalling in front, upward, sorry, on this side. right? So that'll look something like this. And it's the same idea as before. Here, let me show you, and then we'll explain further. I'll stop talking, and then we'll show you. Behind, upstall, turn and rotate. Hopefully I did that all right. Behind, upstall, turn and rotate. Same thing on the other side. Bam, and we're right into it. Same thing kind of applies as we talked about before. Make sure that one hand completes its thing before you go on to the next thing. And here I want to make sure to complete the upstall. That's kind of the feeling that I look for before I turn. So I'll be here, upstall, then turn. I'm here, upstall, then turn. I don't always get it clean. I don't always get it right. Still working on it. But you get the idea. Right, and from there, you just go into whatever you want to go into. So those are my variations, and those are some options that you have. So theoretically, anything that you can do in and out of 3-beat weaves and 1.5s, you now have this extra stuff to do as well. So in the next video, I'm going to keep exploring 1.5s. I've been really kind of obsessed with them lately over the summer. There's some super weird stuff that you can do, and I'm excited to show you what I found in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Any questions, please let me know down below.